What up guys, Gangsta Pranks are back with a brand new video. Today I am here with another figure video. I am going to be showing off all my purchases for the month of August. This is the second one that I'm doing. I did one for July. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is kind of a work in progress for me. So a couple things I want to change going into this video and kind of the next, kind of tweaking it till I perfect what I think is like the perfect way to do this. So we're keeping the stage, the white background, the Goosebumps sheet, my former bed sheet. That's going to be the stage for now until I come up with a better idea. Also the layout, there's two changes I'm going to do from when I did the last video. Also, you might notice the camera might look a little bit better. I got a new phone. Previously I had the S8, now I got the S22. So I'm recording this in UHD 60 FPS, but you know, there's my hand, in 60 frames per second. I don't think I need that high quality of a video for a fucking figure video, but hey, it's an option, so I'm going to take advantage of it. So hopefully that adds to it. So one of the new changes I'm going to do before we get into this, I created a little video I'm going to input here, basically kind of just breaking down what I collect, because in case this is your first video and you don't know what collections I'm kind of building towards, this little video will help you out. So let me cue it up real quick and then we'll show off what I got for the month. Before I show off what I got for the month, I'm going to quickly go through what I'm collecting and what you can expect in this series, and it breaks down to 7 different collections. First one, we got Marvel Legends. For this, I mainly collect Spider-Man and X-Men, mainly anything that comes in those lines. I've broken down and basically started collecting one of each character. I don't collect everybody per se. There are characters where I will shy away from. Characters who I'm very not familiar with, I will stay away from. Unless they're on clearance and they're a good deal, I might snag them up. But I tend to just stick with characters that I'm familiar with or I know somewhat. And with the Marvel Legends, I don't collect any MCU figures. I mainly just do comic, video game, or animated show design characters. Next, I collect McFarlane's DC Multiverse. For this, I mainly just do Batman, his allies, his villains, just kind of get one of each. I am starting to build out some other collections like Flash and Green Lantern. Now I'm kind of looking to collect one of each major character. Major villains, major heroes, kind of do like a Legion of Doom and a Justice League kind of setup. For this as well, no movie figures, strictly video game or comic-inspired designs. Next, I collect Transformers. For my Transformers collection, I only collect Beast Wars figures, or animal characters, whatever you'd like to say. With this, I started collecting with the Kingdom line, and that has transitioned to the Transformers Legacy line, so that's what I'm collecting now. I also collect the Retro Beast Wars figures, and for this, I'm just kind of looking to collect one of each, Predacons, Maximals, stuff like that. Next, I collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. With this one, it's a little weird. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I respect them more than I like them. I grew up somewhat with them, but I'm not crazy about them. But I like them enough to where I want some representation of them in my collection. So that's why I've decided to collect the Loyal Subjects Best Action line. For this, I just really want the Turtles and Shredder. They are creating other characters, but for me, I want to collect all 4 Turtles and Shredder. And once I have that, I'll start to collect some of the other figures. But if they decide to end the line eventually, I'll be happy with having the Turtles and having Shredder. Next, I collect video game characters. For this, I mainly collect characters from video games that kind of mean something to me, my favorite games. I also collect some figures of characters from other games, kind of, you know, bigger games, Sonic, Mario, stuff like that. But I tend to just pick characters from games that I really care about. Next, I collect Power Rangers. For this, I collect Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection. With this, I'm looking to collect one of each Ranger, each villain, just one of each. There's also a couple different items in the Lightning Collection. They're starting to do the Zords, and they do some roleplay items. For me, I do plan on collecting the Zord Ascension Project as they release more of that. In terms of roleplay items, not for me. For me, I'm just about the figures. And then last but not least, I collect wrestling figures. For this, I collect mainly WWE Elite Style or AEW Unrivaled Unmatched. I collect both those lines. I'm just looking to collect one of each wrestler. And fun fact about this collection in particular, it is the only collection of mine that I take out of box for whatever reason. Everything else stays in the box and I display it as such. So now that you know what I collect, let's see what editions are going to be coming to my collection this month. Awesome video by me, so that breaks it down quite easily. I collect 7 different things, and let's show off what I'm going to be adding to that collection now. I'm going to be adding to 6 of those collections. Unfortunately, there wasn't any Power Ranger figures that came out this week, or this month. I'm pretty much up to date with everything that's come out. Or if it is coming out, it hasn't started to come out worldwide, and it's kind of starting to trickle out. So, actually, something else we're going to talk about at the end, because I did buy some Power Ranger figures. At the end of the video, after I'm done showing off, I'm going to talk about some of the pre-orders that I placed during the month of August as well, and just kind of some of the things I can look forward to in the coming months, because honestly, the most of the stuff I pre-ordered has like a 2023 release date, so I'm not going to be getting it for a while. But generally, those release dates are just kind of like a guess, you know? It's like, that's like the latest timeline. They're like, okay, 2023, but usually they kind of trickle up before, and yeah. So there's a lot of awesome stuff announced this month. We'll get to that at the end, a lot of pre-orders. But let's start showing off what I got. We're going to start off with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection. This, just one edition this time. And this was a figure I was kind of interested in, because every time I saw the promo shots for it, the figure looked horrible. I'm going to be honest. It was just one static image. It did not look good, but I'm happy to say now that I have it in hand, it looks quite good, and that is the TMNT figure Bebop. This actually looked really good. It turned out quite well. I'm going to throw up the image of what was displayed on like every site that I was checking on. Yeah, it was just one image and it looked like shit, and I'm happy to say now that I have it in hand, it looks phenomenal. We're going to take a deep dive into it. So I know I said I'm going to collect the Turtles first and Shredder, and then kind of pick up all the other characters after that. But honestly, this character looks so cool, and I was kind of interested to see how it turned out in person, and I'm happy to say it did turn out well. One of the cool things I think that's really awesome about this figure is Bebop himself looks awesome, but you also get the human head as well. So you can pop that off, put on the human head. Comes with a couple accessories, hands, weapons, and it looks quite articulated. It's not as big as I would like, but I think he's as wide, maybe a little bit taller would have been nice. But let's show off the box a little bit. So there it is, the best action line. A nice shot of Bebop right there. Another action shot of him right there with the turtle shells. I just said that backward. I don't even know what I said. The turtle shells on his shoulders looks awesome. There's a little picture on the back. That's kind of what was used in the marketing, just like a static image of him. It had no life. It was only one image too, so it's like, I don't know what I'm expecting. He was a former human being, got turned into a warthog by Shredder, and he is one of Shredder's henchmen. So looks cool. Nothing on this side of the box. At the top, it just has turtles. But it looks pretty good. We're actually going to compare him. First, we're going to compare him to his creator, Shredder. I talked about Shredder in the last video, which I purchased. I got Shredder last time, and Shredder is just a dinky-looking figure compared to what I think it should be. But I think they look quite well together. Let's put him up over there. Yeah, I think they scale well. I think, Shredder obviously should be a little taller, in my opinion. I think Bebop should be a little taller as well. Maybe a little thicker. He's a warthog. He's a warthog, but he's got abs. Crazy to me. I can't say enough good things about the Bebop. I think it turned out pretty well. Another character we're going to kind of compare him to as well is a turtle. We're going to remove Shredder here. We might do a group shot after, but little comparison. I think they scale well together. It looks like the turtle's a little bit bigger, or maybe they're on par. It's hard to tell. I'm like looking through the camera and looking over the camera. Yeah, it looks like Raphael's just like a slight bit taller, but I think the figures look cool regardless. And then let's do a group shot with all three. And I also have Michelangelo. He didn't make the cut this time, but hopefully when the next edition that I have for this collection will definitely be more turtles. Will it be Leonardo? Will it be Donatello? Will it be both? We'll have to wait to see. So maybe look forward to the September video. Hint, hint. We'll definitely be getting an edition for the Turtle collection. Which character it will be? Well, you gotta wait to find out. So, yeah, the Bebop figure, I am really happy with it. I can't wait to get Rocksteady as well. Again, just another close-up shot. And he also comes with, like, this shield of a garbage can lid. I saw it here, and I'm like, where is it in the box? And I was like, oh, right here. I was covering it with my thumb, so. There he is. Really awesome figure. Happy about this one. All right, next, we're going to talk about my additions to my video game collection. Honestly, I got 2 figures for this, and one was a complete surprise. I am so happy about this figure. We're going to save that for just a second. But the first figure I got for my collection is going to be this Crash Bandicoot figure, Retro Crash. To be honest, I didn't want to pick this up. I've collected the line. I've collected all other 4 figures. Crash, which I'll show here in a second. I'm going to compare them to this one. Biker Crash, Neo Cortex, and Coco. And I was walking in Walmart, and I saw this figure on clearance. And I was like, oh no, that's not good, because I was like, if it's going on clearance, that means they might be canceling the line. They're not going to carry it anymore. They're not going to get a Wave 2. I'm still hopeful we'll get Wave 2 of this Crash Bandicoot series, because I do like the figures. This one, not particularly, but because it was on clearance, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. It was a decent price. Let me just finish Wave 1. And in case we never get a Wave 2... Looks crooked in the camera. In case we never get a Wave 2, at least I can say I have all the Wave 1 figures. Now, this particular design I'm not too familiar with. I believe it has to do with Crash Bandicoot 4, because I believe these masks play a big role in the game. So this might be like a special skin or something like that. I'm not too fond of it. Honestly, it looks kind of goofy. It just doesn't really do it for me. But the only reason I got it was because it was on clearance. So I'm just going to show off the box. There's the front. We can see Wave 1 in the top left there. Crash Bandicoot comes with the mask. It also comes with a stand. It's on the bottom there. It's kind of hard to see. There's a side shot of him. I showed the bottom already. Here's another side shot. Top has nothing. And the back. So I'm hoping that Wave 2 comes out, hopefully. I don't know if Walmart will be carrying it, because usually when they put stuff on clearance, obviously they're getting ready for Christmas and getting ready for all the toys that are going to be coming in there. But usually when they put stuff on clearance, they're kind of getting rid of it. So Wave 2 doesn't look too likely, unfortunately. So I'm also going to compare him against the Crash Bandicoots. Regular looking Crash. Comes with the Aku Aku mask. I don't know why on camera they just look crooked, but there they are. We'll do a close-up in a second, but basically the same figure, just a couple different molds. Obviously, like the armband on Retro Crash. He's also got like a little waist, that purple belt there, and then he's got a headband as well that was molded in. So it's not a complete repaint. Also, the orange is the same. It's the yellow, like the yellow on the belly here for the regular Crash. It's a little more yellow on this. So, yeah, this will still be my main Crash. Love this Crash. I think it's a sick looking figure. Of course, I love the mask as well. This one was just kind of a pity yet, just because it was on clearance. So that is for the Crash. We also got one more edition for the video game collection. This one surprised me, honestly. I didn't even know this existed. Honestly, sometimes I will go on these sites like a Toys R Us, an Amazon, a Walmart, GameStop, stuff like that. And I'll just kind of see if they're having sales or if they have any new figures that have gone up for sale. And I was in particular looking for DC Multiverse figures just to see if they had anything. This is on the Walmart site. And I typed in DC Multiverse, and I didn't really get anything new. And for some reason, I'm like, what if I just type in McFarlane? What if I type in McFarlane? Let's see what results it'll yield. Maybe I'll get a couple different DC Multiverse figures that are kind of tagged differently on the sites. And, ones that are kind of hidden, where they're selling it, but they're not filed under DC Multiverse. They're filed under McFarlane for some reason. And I searched up McFarlane and I came across this figure. And when I saw it, I was just like, holy shit, this is awesome. I gotta buy it. And that figure is We Happy Few, the Bobby. We Happy Few, let me put that there for a second. We Happy Few, it's a game I played for Gangster Plays. And I heard about it beforehand, and then I saw it in a Walmart. All these things just happen at Walmart, apparently. So I was in a Walmart. I was looking at the clearance games and stuff. There's We Happy Few. I picked up the physical copy, recorded that video. I think it's over a year or two now. Played it, and I absolutely fell in love with the game. I played the absolute shit out of it. As soon as I finished that recording, the episode of Gangster Plays, I played a ton off camera. The amount of time I put into this game, just kind of exploring, looking at the different, doing all the side quests, main quests, exploring the world. Like, I fucking played the dog shit out of this game. And that's not even counting the DLC. There's 3 DLC expansions, 3 or 4, I think it's 3. 3 for sure, there might be a 4th. But played the shit out of those, like extended it as long as I could, just kind of exploring all the different areas. I love the world, I love the characters, and when I saw this, to have a representation for that game, I was like, I gotta pick it up. It looks awesome. So here we got the Bobby. The Bobby is not a main character in the game. It's just it's one of the main antagonists. There are cops. The cops are called the Bobbies, and they are patrolling the streets, making sure that everyone is on their joy. So there we go, McFarlane Toys. Shout out to McFarlane. They are killing it with the DC Multiverse. I feel like every time I see stuff about DC Multiverse, they're just like announcing new figures. Like, they are just pumping them out. And it's not like they're re-releases or anything like that, or repaints. They're actually like really cool designs. So shout out to McFarlane. They're killing it. So We Happy Few, the Bobby. It comes with a little stand, which is pretty cool. Extra hands, an extra head with the gas mask, a baton, and a bottle of joy. And there he is, Compulsion Games. Unfortunately, I did a little deep dive on this, and I believe this is the only We Happy Few figure. This was the only one I was able to find. I would have liked to have gotten the other characters like Arthur and stuff like that. But as long as I have some representation of We Happy Few, because I really enjoyed this game, I'm happy it's the Bobby. Yeah, it's just a really cool figure. Just one I was not expecting. I was looking for DC Multiverse, then bang, here it is. And I was like, holy shit, this figure looks awesome. I've got to get it. So We Happy Few, if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a fun game. It's a little buggy. I played on PlayStation 4. There are parts of the game where it kind of bugs out. So it's not a perfect game, but I had a blast with it. So just based on my experience, I had to snag this up for my video game collection. Really happy about this one. Really nice surprise. Next, we are going to be adding an addition for the Transformers Beast Wars figures. Unfortunately, there's not as many Beast Wars figures as I would like there to be. This one actually came out, I believe, like a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. Finally got around to getting it. And that is the retro release of Wolfgang. He is a Maximal. I don't know why I did a weird pause there. It was kind of like exploring the figure, just showing off the figure. So there he is, the retro carded Beast Wars figure. Let me put that up there because it is a big box. Unfortunately, there's a little damage in the shipping. Whoever put it in the box did not really give a fuck, and the card is just absolutely bent. There's a couple of issues with it. So I had this tear here, which, you know, shit happens, and then the card is just bent to shit, unfortunately. And then the other thing, I don't know if it was a person or machine, but whoever put on this goddamn plastic window really fucked it up, because it's like hanging off the side here. Like, it's just weirdly placed. They did not put it very straight. It looks like shit. I can't stop seeing it when I look at the figure. But you can kind of see it like tilts. It's just really annoying. But honestly, the figure itself, it looks pretty cool. Wolfgang, let's show off the back. Obviously, this was never a character. Well, not obviously, because people might have never watched Beast Wars. This was a character that never appeared in the show. I don't know if he was a comic character. There's a little bit of a glare. I don't know if he was a comic character. I'm not too familiar. I think he was just created for toys. Hey, which is cool. You know, I welcome any addition to my Beast Wars collection. So it does look cool. It's a little clunky looking, but I think that's just the style of the older figures, where I was kind of looking at Cheetor. I meant to grab him, but I did not. And the Cheetor is just very like slim, sleek design. Where this one you can kind of see like the robot form kind of busting out of the animal form. But I think the figure looks good. Nice little wolf design. And like I said, I welcome any addition to my Beast Wars collection. I don't even care if it's characters from the show. Just give me more animal figures, man. I don't know why. I think they're cooler than the cars. With the cars and the vehicles and stuff, everything kind of just looks the same. You know? It's like, how many times can you do a fucking car? How many different characters are cars? Well, hundreds, but boats, vehicles, different stuff like that. So I'm just going to show off the box real quick. Side, top. Well, I already showed the top, the fucked up cardboard. Show the other side. See the little cute wolf's face. And then the back. Here's a little guide on how to transform him, which is pretty cool. Here's a little description of him. His stats. He's got 8 in strength, 5 in... Is that defense? I don't know. 9 in speed, 6 in accuracy, I'm assuming. I think that 5 is smarts. I think that's smarts because it has the gears and the brains. So, cool little design. I'm happy. Like I said, I want some more Beast Wars figures, whether it be from the Legacy line or the retro release. I don't care. Just give me more Beast Wars figures. Give me more animals. I think they're really cool. We're going to be moving on to the wrestling portion. Now this month I did not get any WWE Elite figures, so it's just going to be strictly AEW figures, but I got some cool ones. We're going to start out with probably one of my favorite ones, which is my boy Ricky Starks here. I really like the color on his attire. It's like it's not like a sea blue or something like that, or like an emerald blue. I don't know what kind of blue you would describe this as, but it's nice. It's shiny. It's got a gloss to it. Even the knee pads has a gloss to it. It comes with a little chain. I don't remember if he comes with a head. I don't believe he comes with a head. He comes with a couple different hands. And there's the design on the tights, the boots, a white and black design. Looks pretty awesome. He is from Unrivaled's Wave 9. You can kind of do his pose. I don't have the hands where he does the thing, his stupid pose. That's pretty close. But if you don't like the chain, maybe it annoys you, you can pop off the head. That's one of the cool things about these AEW figures. They're very customizable. So eventually, maybe there's another Ricky figure where, oh, you know, I like this head instead of the one that came out before, or, you know, I don't like the tights on this one. You can easily pop them off, put them on the new figure. If you want to put the torso in this, whatever floats your boat. Love that. I'm going to put his necklace back on so I don't lose it, but I think this figure turned out very well. My only complaint, small complaint, his trunks. Now, usually with a figure's trunks, let's do a little spoiler on somebody. But I just want to review. So we got John Silver here. We'll talk about him in just a second. But when they do the trunks, they usually paint inside. Like the whole trunks will be that color. It's kind of hard to see. So his whole trunks is purple. That should be a good view of his crotch. Little Johnny Hungy. But for Ricky, I don't know. They didn't paint inside. So it's like a flesh color. It looks weird. I don't know. It bugs me a little bit. You can kind of see in. So that part annoys me a little bit, but maybe the paint was a little too much, because it's a nice paint job. So maybe it's just a little too much to paint the whole insides and stuff like that. Just a little thing, just a little nitpick, but it kind of annoys me. So, and I guess spoilers for our next introduction. We've got John Silver here, Dark Order member. Number, I think he's 3 or 4. I was trying to see if it has it on the back, but it's not. Yeah, Johnny Hungy, Johnny Silver. I think this figure turned out quite well as well. It comes with the coat. It comes with another head as well. It's a more angry-looking head. When I think of John Silver, I think of this happy-go-lucky guy, and he's got like a goofy smile. And I think this head sculpt turns out well. Got a couple hands, don't have them displayed. And yes, he is quite small because if you know John Silver, if you watch AEW, he is quite the small guy. He's a little shorter. I don't know where to go with that. He's a little bit shorter. He's not quite a dwarf, but he's quite small. And we're doing a little comparison here. So we got our boy John Silver here, and then I would say here is Ricky Starks, who I would say is more of an average size figure. Oh my god, knocking down my set. Give me a second, let me set this up. Alright, I don't think this is going to work, but anyways, we got John Silver here, Ricky Starks. You can see the height comparison. Put him back to back there, and then we'll get one of our bigger, I think this might be the biggest. There's a couple that are kind of this size, but our boy Luchasaurus, and you can see the size difference from Johnny to Ricky to Lucha, and then we'll just do John Silver and Luchasaurus. Quite a bit of a size difference, which is good. Obviously, Lucha should be bigger, Johnny should be smaller. I think it's probably a good size for a small figure. I think it scales well. My only issue with Johnny Boy, my joints are quite tight. I have not heated them up, but yeah, I can't bend this, can't lift it up. It is stuck in place there, where you can see if I have Lucha, look, Luchasaurus up and down, arms go up and down very easily. I'm not putting any, I'm not really trying to lift them up. They just kind of lift. With this, it is not lifting at all. So, got to run this through some hot water and loosen up the joints. But yeah, the other thing I'm not a fan of. That's what the biggest thing is. I can fix the joints. Just heat it up, put in some hot water. My only complaint with this figure is the arms are a little too long, or he just looks kind of goofy. If his arms were a little bit shorter, but maybe with a future John Silver figure, we'll get that. But yeah, just the arms are a little too long for the body. So, comes with the cool Dark Order jackets. And hail the Dark Order. Speaking of Dark Order, we got another edition. We've got former AEW superstar Stu Grayson, number 2 in the Dark Order. This figure turned out quite well. He also comes with a different head. I put on the screaming head and just feel like it fits him better. I really like these cloth designs for the wrist tapes. Unfortunately, he comes with a couple hands, but the hands don't have these wrist tapes. They're just kind of plain hands, so it kind of looks stupid when if I were to pop this off and then put on the plain hand. It looks kind of goofy. But yeah, I think this figure turned out well. I was going to kind of wait on this one because I was like, oh, I don't think he's the biggest, most popular member of the AEW roster, so I could probably get him for cheap eventually. And then once he kind of got released, I was like, maybe I should snag me up a figure before, it's hard to find, and then I got to pay, triple the price to get this figure. So I kind of fast-lined me getting this figure. I would have liked to have waited, but, yeah, it is what it is. The figure looks good. I'm happy with it. This also comes off, so basically pop off. Good Lord, it's really in there. You can pop off the torso, take it off, and he's got another little piece here. I don't want to say it's a loincloth, but it's, yeah, I don't know how you'd describe it, but just a little design for his trunks. And then there you go. He looks kind of plain without the little skirt, so that's why I was keeping it on. And it just kind of makes him look more badass. But I think this figure turned out quite well. Let's get a nice little Dark Order shot. John Silver, Stu Grayson. I also have Evil Uno, which I did not take out as well. I thought 2 members representing the Dark Order was enough, so we got some company for Evil Uno. Definitely want to grab Brody, and I'm probably going to wait for the Brody and -1 2-pack to kind of go on sale a little more or become a little cheaper before I end up picking that up. But when I get Brody, it'll probably be the 2-pack with -1, because it's a nice looking 2-pack, a nice little special. And speaking of specials that I missed out on personally, I was devastated. So let me just show off the figure real quick. And my last wrestling figure for this month was Chris Jericho from Wave 6, I believe, of Unmatched. The Dark Order members that I showed off before were from Unmatched, Wave 3. They did a whole Dark Order wave. Honestly, I wanted the belt mainly because I really like the design of the AEW title. I think it looks nice. I think it turned out well. It's got a nice shine to it. I like the design. I also wanted a Chris Jericho figure. Now, this isn't the Chris Jericho figure that I wanted. I wanted the little bit of bubbly. That was the Jericho figure I wanted. And I would look at ringside, and I was like, oh, whenever I'd order wrestling figures, I would like add a bunch of shit to my cart, and then I would kind of be like, okay, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to grab that, blah, blah, blah. And the little bit of bubbly was just always one of the figures where it's like, next time I'm going to grab it. Next time I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it next time. And eventually, there was no next time. It's not on Ringside Collectibles anymore. So if I do want the the little bit of bubbly figure, I gotta pay fucking hand over fist to get that figure. So I'm like, fuck, I really like the packaging. The figure was whatever. It was a nice little Chris Jericho figure. You got the AEW title and some other accessories, a table and some food and stuff from that infamous little bit of the bubbly promo. So I missed out on that. I wanted to get a Jericho figure. I wanted the AEW title. This one was out there. It's not a bad figure. It's a decent little Jericho figure. I would have liked like a not screaming head, but I've kind of gotten used to it. The scarf kind of annoys me a little bit, so you can pop off the head and take it off if you'd like. I just left it on because I was doing this video, so I'm like, I'm going to show off the accessories, and then you can put the AEW title back on his waist. Just pop in the holes there. And yeah, nice little Jericho figure. I'm happy I finally got one. Sadly, I missed out on the ringside, or I keep saying ringside, just a little bit of bubbly figure. That was unfortunate, but I'm happy with this one. There's actually a little bit of a story that came with this figure. I guess I'll say it because I mentioned it, but so I've been looking for this figure because I'm like, you know what? I missed out on the bubbly figure. I'm gonna grab this Jericho. It's a nice looking Jericho figure. Plus, I want the title. So I'm like, I haven't seen it in stores. I haven't seen it in Walmart or anywhere else. And I was on this website called Kijiji, where basically people kind of sell their stuff, old figure. It's not just for figures. It's for everything. If you want to sell old clothes, old pieces of furniture. My light just died. That is really lame. Let me see if I can turn on the light on my phone. Okay. It's not as bright as the light, but that light just died on me, unfortunately. That sucks. So I'm just going to display the Jericho figure here. So the story is, I was on Kijiji. I was looking to buy a Jericho figure. Some guy was selling it for a decent price. I'm like, hey, you know what? Can I grab that off you? And he had some other stuff I was going to buy too, but I'm like, you know what? I really just want the Jericho figure. Let me grab that. We did business. I sent him the money. I told him my address. And the next couple days, no answer. Usually on Kijiji, I did buy some stuff off from Kijiji. We'll show that later. Bought some Marvel Legends. Someone was selling their collection. I bought a couple figures. We'll show that later. But basically, yeah, I send him the money. And then, he ships out the figure and sends me the tracking information. And then eventually I get my figure and everyone's happy. He gets his money. I get my figure. I sent him the money. Never got the figure. Never. He just ghosted the shit out of me. never responded ever again. I was like, what the fuck? I hit him up a few times, and then eventually I went to see his profile, and he deleted a bunch of his listings. And I was like, oh my god, this guy just scammed the shit out of me. That's unfortunate. So I'm like, fuck, I'm out of, it was $50. It was actually more, but I don't want to say the price. It was $70. Fuck it. He was selling the figure for $50, and the shipping was like $20. So it's $70. There, fuck it. So I'm like, fuck, I'm just out of $70. That's really shitty. And then literally a couple days later, I see this Jericho figure at Walmart. And I'm like, you're fucking shitting me. If I just waited a little bit longer. John Silver does not want to stand. I'm just going to lay him down. If I just waited a little bit, I would have got the fucking Jericho figure for... I paid over double. If I just waited, I would have got it. But hey, live and learn. So anyways, I reported him to Kijiji. I'm like, yo, this guy scammed me. Like, can you guys do something? I know the money's lost. They're not going to reimburse me. They even tell you, be careful. There are scammers. You will lose money. And if you do, it's not our problem. Fair, whatever. So I buy the fucking figure at Walmart. It's 30 plus tax. So right away, I'm spending over $100 on this Jericho figure. Twice. Altogether, over $100. So I was pissed off. Anyway, so I contacted Kijiji customer support. They get back to me. They're like, okay, we deleted his listings. He can't sell any more things. You know, we're sorry you went through this, but thank you for reporting it and making the community better. I'm like, all right, you know, whatever, fuck me. So I've got the figure from Walmart. It's cool. This is actually the Walmart figure. And about a couple weeks later, it was like 3.5 weeks later, I get a package in the mail. And it's from the place that this guy lives. And I'm like, oh my god, he finally sent the figure. Never messaged me again. Never said anything like, oh my god, I'm sorry, you know, my dog died, my family died, whatever the fuck, house burned down, whatever tragedy, you know, he's gonna say. Never messaged me again, which is whatever. I just get the figure, I get the box, and I'm scared shitless to open this package because I'm like, this guy probably knows I reported him. You know, that he knows his account's probably dead because of me. I mean, it's not my fault. You fucking scammed the shit out of me. I gave you money for the figure, and then you never responded. Like, that's your fault. I'm just taking a proactive steps towards making sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. So fuck you. So yeah, the package came, and I'm like, I am so scared to open this fucking box. I'm like, is there shit inside? Like, did he do something fucked up to the figure? Is there like anthrax in here? He's trying to kill me. Is it a bomb? Like, I don't know. I'm just assuming the worst because I'm assuming he wants like revenge for me getting his account deleted. Anyways, I take the package outside, I open it, I cut it, and then I like throw the figure. So there's a bunch of like nuts that come out, the little packing nuts, and a bunch of like plastic bags. He packaged the figure quite well. Like, you know, for scamming me, he took care of the figure. Yeah, so then the figure came out of the box. I'm looking at it, making sure there's like no piss or jizz or shit anywhere, no anthrax, no white powder or anything like that. No explosives, no red wires, nothing. I checked the figure, everything's good. It's clean in the box. The box got nothing funky inside of it. So I'm like, I've got this Jericho figure from Walmart. I still have the receipt. I matched it up with the figure that he sent me. It was the same barcode. So I'm like, fucking A. I'm going to take the figure that he sent me. I'm going to return it to the Walmart like I was returning this figure. That's what I'm going to do. So I ended up getting some of my money back. It was a fucking shitty story, and I'm so pissed off about it because if I waited, I would have just spent $30 on the figure, and everyone's happy. But I went through all this drama, almost getting scammed and shit like that. So luckily I was able to get my $30 back, but altogether I'm still out like $70 for everything. Fun little story about this Jericho figure. So I like it, but all the shit that I went through to get it, Not so much. Pisses me off when I think about it. Next, we're going to be moving on to DC's Multiverse, McFarlane's DC Multiverse. I actually stopped the recording to recharge my light, because as I was talking during the wrestling portion, I was like, damn, without the light, like, you don't notice how good lighting is until you have lighting, and then you don't have it anymore. So I recharged it. I thought I had a battery in it, but apparently it's a charge one. So charge it up, and let's get ready. Let's complete this video. DC Multiverse got a couple big additions to this, so let's show off the first one. We've got Green Arrow from the Injustice 2 line, or Injustice 2 design. I actually like this figure. I think it turned out pretty well. Apparently, they just announced a new one. I think it's the Page Punchers line that they just kind of, not just announced, but I think this is going to be the second wave. They announced an Injustice version, and they're basically re-releasing this, but he has this stupid little hat. I prefer without the hat. I think just like this figure looks badass. So here on the side, Injustice, Green Arrow, Injustice 2. There's a shot of him on the back. Says the name on the bottom. But yeah, I think this figure looks really cool. It's going to make a nice addition to my kind of Justice League display that's kind of coming together. And I really like this figure. I really do. The only complaint I have, let's take a close-up. The eyes. The side eye. When I was getting into DC Multiverse, I always heard not a lot of complaints, but the complaint I heard about the most was all the characters are kind of looking off to the side. And I've noticed with a few, but this is the one that really this is basically dead on. And he's kind of looking to his right, our left. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it bugs me on this one, not really so much on the other figures, but I do really like this figure. Next, another Injustice 2 design. This is one I kind of debated on, was Reverse Flash. For me, this Reverse Flash, I was kind of debating it because there's another Reverse Flash, I believe it's the Rebirth one. I really like that design, it's a more classic one. And for this Reverse Flash, the reason I kind of got it was, so my second figure ever was the Arkham Knight Batman, and then I'm like, oh, I guess everybody's got to kind of be in that style. So one of the other first figures that I purchased was Flash Injustice 2, which we'll show here in a second, do a comparison. Injustice 2 Flash and the Arkham Knight Batman, they kind of look well together, so I'm like, oh, it's going to look kind of weird if I get the Rebirth Professor Zoom Reverse Flash. So I'm like, you know what, let me just stick with the Injustice 2 figure. I actually bought this with a buddy of mine at a GameStop, and he said it looked like a hot dog, and I understand what he meant by that. It just kind of does look like a hot dog with mustard and ketchup all over. At first I didn't like the design. The more I looked at it, the more I really, really like it. I don't want to say really, really like, but it's grown on me quite a bit from before, where it was kind of whatever, to now I like it quite a bit. It comes with some cool accessories. Not a lot of figures come with accessories, at least in the McFarlane line. The design's alright. I'll bring Flash out here in a second after I finish showing him off. On the side, it says Reverse Flash Injustice 2. A nice little action shot of him speeding around. DC Multiverse. His name there. Nothing on the top. And then on the bottom is the price. I'm going to cover that. Not that it matters, but yeah, fuck it. Just cover it up. It's from GameStop. So let's compare him with the Flash, who looks quite similar. So there's Reverse Flash. Here's Flash. Some parts kind of look the same, but a lot of new parts on the Reverse Flash because he's got those line designs. I believe those are actually molded in. But I do think the figure they look good together. I think the face might be similar. Actually, no, because the mask on Reverse Flash is different. Same effects, though? Yeah, they get the same effects, just different colors. Obviously, Reverse Flash is the red, because it's the negative Speed Force. and then Barry here with the yellow because regular Speed Force. But I think they look cool together. I really do. I'm going to showcase more of the Reverse Flash because he's the figure I actually got that's new. Like I said, it has grown on me quite a bit, so I really like this figure. It's good. It goes together with the Reverse Flash, and I don't regret getting this. So next one was actually a figure that surprised me. It's been on my radar for a bit. I've never seen it in person. I ordered this off, I don't remember where I ordered it off, whatever. He was on sale. Finally got it in hand, and I gotta say, this figure is probably one of my favorite McFarlane designs, and I am talking about none other than Lobo. Our boy Lobo here, awesome, badass character from the DC, I was gonna say DC Multiverse, the DC Universe. There we go. He just looks awesome, and honestly, he is a hulking figure. So that's about the same feet size, and he still towers over him a little bit. This is a hulking figure, massive, built to the gills, like roided up. He's got muscles on muscles on muscles. The blue hair, the blue streaks of hair, the face looks good, the smile. I really like the boots, the skull design on the knee pad, or not knee pads, oh yeah, they are knee pads. And then the kick pads here. The spikes and the skulls, they look awesome. Comes with a hook. There's Lobo, DC Rebirth on the bottom. Back shot of him, badass shot with some lightning. These are just some other figures. Lobo, I really like this Lobo figure. It is quite awesome. He's gonna make a nice villainous addition to my collection. Really like that one. All we need is his bike, which I think is going to be coming out soon. I'm probably not going to get it. If he came together with his bike, I would have got that. But just his bike separately, I probably won't purchase that. Just because I keep my figures in box, so there's no point in getting the vehicle. Next, we've got a figure that I was kind of worried about. When I saw promo shots for it and it was announced, I was like, ugh, that's kind of hideous. It's still a little bit on the hideous side, but it has grown on me just like Reverse Flash. And that figure that I'm talking about is Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. He's probably my favorite Green Lantern just because he's my first Green Lantern. I remember as a kid I got a Green Lantern figure. Yeah, I'll try and find a picture of that Green Lantern figure, but yeah, that was my first Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. So I always had an attachment to this character. And when they announced that they were doing a Kyle Rayner for DC Multiverse, I was pretty excited. I'm like, oh shit, my favorite Green Lantern, we're finally going to get a figure of him. And he came out, and pictures came out, and the whole internet went afire. Went ablaze, better term. Mainly because the shade of green. Let's bring this closer. The green that is on him is a very like lime green. It's almost kind of yellowish. Like his sculpt looks pretty good. Like I don't have any complaints about the suit or anything or the head sculpt. It's just the color of the green that's just kind of hideous. He also comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for Atrocitus. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, the Red Lantern. And this is from the Blackest Night, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Blackest Night. There's a shot of Atrocitus, all the Build-A-Figure pieces, and the other figures from the line. I actually definitely want to get these figures. At first I was like, maybe Deathstorm because he looks awesome. But I'm like, you know what? I might actually pick these up to kind of build out like a Black Lantern. Because I've got... Well, this would be my second Green Lantern. The other one I got is John Stewart, which I'll compare to in a second, just the kind of shades of green. But I think I'm actually going to pick up the other figures in this line eventually to build out a Black Lantern group. So... look forward to that hopefully sometime soon. Well, no, actually, hopefully sometime soon. Eventually, I'm in no rush right now. But, so there is Kyle Rayner. I'm going to bring in John Stewart just to kind of compare the shades of green. And this is what I feel like he should be. So as you can see, well, hold on, let me kind of put them there. Obviously, Jon Stewart. Actually, let's put Jon Stewart in front for a bit. Jon Stewart there with like an emerald green, which they're all Emerald Warriors. That's what like they're one of their kind of other names they're called. This is kind of the shade of green I was hoping for, and instead we got the kind of yellowish. Now, like I said, it has grown on me a little bit, but I would have preferred this shade of green. But I kind of like how they're they're kind of different, but they're in the same group. I don't know. I feel like there should be more of like a uniformity, if that's a word, in the shade of green. But it makes them more unique. But at the same time, I would have preferred this shade of green. And actually, funny enough, I just noticed they actually both come with swords. He comes with 2 swords. Kyle Rayner comes with the big broadsword. I know DC or McFarlane has like a no gun rule for characters, so that makes sense. But it's just, you could do anything, a big giant fist, whatever. It's just funny that they both come with swords. So yeah, the Kyle Rayner, not bad. Could be better. Maybe we'll get another one in the future, and he'll be kind of this shade of green. But for now, I think this is a solid addition, and not too bad. I was just talking about the Black Lanterns, and the reason I want to build out the Black Lanterns is because of this next character I got. I am talking about the leader of the creator, the leader, whatever you want to call him, of the Black Lanterns, Necron. Yes, he looks awesome. This is a mega fig. We'll compare the boxes, as you can see. Hold on, let me move Kyle for a second. Compare the boxes. So obviously he is a mega fig. That's what he's called, and his box is just hulking compared to a regular sized DC Multiverse figure. So put Jon Stewart aside for a second. Let's take a look at Necron. He looks awesome. I love the designs, his undead look. You see his beating hearts, his black beating hearts. Also love his scythe, which is also like lantern as well, where like with Kyle Rayner, he's got his little lantern there, his little green lantern to charge his ring. And yeah, Necron just looks awesome. Let's show off the box. Necron, Blackest Night. Here is a shot from the comics. Necron with some of our DC heroes. Show the top. Top's really got nothing. This side's got nothing. And then the bottom. So, yeah, he looks awesome. He looks phenomenal. Like I said, I can't wait to get the other Black Lantern figures and put them together. I don't think I'm going to be able to kind of display all 3 of these guys together. That's probably as good as it's going to get. So, I like this. I like that they're doing other lanterns. I look forward to them doing like Saint Walker and the Star Sapphires, Larfleeze. Some more red lanterns, maybe some white lanterns. Sinestro, I can't believe we haven't gotten a Sinestro yet. That's crazy to me. But I look forward to all the different colored lanterns coming soon. So, yeah, we got Kyle Rayner. Well, Jon Stewart, we're just here to compare the greens. Our new figures are the Necron and the Kyle Rayner, which I think look awesome. Just my only problem with the Megafig Necron is there's just so much space in the box. I'm going to back him up as much as I can. Look how much... Whoa. Knocked over my little display there. But like, look how much plastic is in there. How much stuff they have. How much room they have for different things. And they don't give us really any other accessories. Some hands. Something to kind of fill out this box to kind of make it feel less empty. That would have been cool. But for what it is, it's cool, and I really enjoy it. And we actually are going to be ending out on one more DC Multiverse figure. This is one I was looking forward to greatly. This one I was so hyped up about when they announced him, and that is another Megafig, which is Killer Croc. I actually ordered Killer Croc and Man-Bat at the same time. from Walmart, but for some reason they fucked up my order and I didn't get Man-Bat. They like lost it or some shit. So hopefully we'll get Man-Bat for the next video. But this is another figure. It just looks fucking awesome. We're actually going to compare him to, in just a second, Batman figure of mine. But this Arkham, or this Killer Croc, is a Arkham Asylum design. And I think he just looks phenomenal. The scales turned out well. His face. He's got the Arkham uniform. Nice claws there. Just looks badass. Killer Croc, Arkham Asylum. Here's a little render of him from the game. Nothing on the top and nothing on the bottom. But yeah, the figure looks awesome. Again, this is the same thing with the Necron figure, where just a lot of plastic, a lot of empty space in there. Could have given us something. Give us like a decomposing body or something. Somebody that he ate and spat up. That would have been awesome. But yeah, I don't have too many complaints about this figure. Maybe another set of hands, because you got like a closed fist hand and then you got like a claw hand here. So maybe just another hand would have been awesome. But he looks sweet. We're going to put him aside and we're going to compare him to another Arkham figure of mine. And that is Arkham Knight Batman. So obviously, Killer Croc here hulking over Arkham, or Batman. Not by much, but enough to where you can see the difference. Obviously, he's a giant crocodile man. Batman he's a Batman, but he's a regular man. So, yeah, I think they look awesome. I look forward to more Arkham designs. We'll talk more about that later in my pre-order section at the end. But I look forward to getting some more Arkham designs. So that is it from DC Multiverse. We are going to hop in last with our Marvel Legends, and then we will talk about my pre-orders. First I got here is probably the worst looking Marvel Legends figure I bought ever, and that is Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. This is probably one of the worst looking figures out there. It's very bland. It comes with one accessory, and that's the leg for the Build-A-Figure Colossus, which I'll show here in a second. The figure itself, very plain. Cyclops himself is not the biggest sought-out member of the X-Men. It also doesn't help that his figure just kind of looks kind of lame. The balding here, he's not, I don't know if he's balding, but the way his head looks he looks like he's balding, and it just doesn't, it kind of takes away from the figure. If they pushed his hair forward a little bit, that would have been awesome. But yeah, this is the figure. Here we go. Side shot, action shot. Again, Age of Apocalypse collection. A little summary of him. Here are the other figures in the wave. And if you collect all 6, even though there's 7 figures here, you got to build out Colossus, who looks pretty awesome, I gotta say. It's a nice looking Colossus figure. Same shot of Cyclops on the back. Here's the top, Age of Apocalypse, and then here's the bottom. Now that's the price. That's not what I paid, because this was on clearance. That's one of the reasons I bought it. A couple reasons. One, I don't have a Cyclops in my X-Men collection, so part of me was like, maybe until, I get a real Cyclops figure, maybe I'll pick up this one. I don't know. I don't know why I bought this, to be honest. I've bought a few Age of Apocalypse figures. The only one here I bought was Legion, but I bought him more because he's a villain, not due to Age of Apocalypse. And now I got the Cyclops. I also own the Wolverine and the Wild Child. All 4 of those figures I got for good prices. This is one of the series that it was when I started to get into Marvel Legends. This was like one of the series that kind of came out. I don't know if it was this wave or the other wave, but they were just on every peg, like Walmart, Toys R Us. Like, they were just everywhere. They cluttered these shelves, and now a lot of these figures are going on like super sale, super clearance deals. So I've snagged up a few. I don't know if I'm going to collect the whole Age of Apocalypse wave. There are some cool designs. I like this Iceman design. There's a Sunfire in the other wave that looks pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I have 4 of the 14 Age of Apocalypse figures already. Maybe I'll finish them if I can get them for decent prices. But for me, I usually like to just get one of each character. And, you know, I already have an Iceman, and I already have a Shadow Cat, I already have a Sabretooth, I already have a Rogue. I don't have a Magneto, but I want to get this one. But yeah, anyways, Cyclops, not a great looking figure. It is kind of plain and shitty looking, but for some reason I bought it. Only because I didn't pay full price. Actually, you know what? We'll transition with Cyclops into... I was going to save this for later, but it just kind of works together. I bought Cyclops' love, his main love. Oh, I don't want to say main. Well, I guess because he did love Emma Frost as well. Whatever. His main love, his true love, Jean Grey. This is the special package, plastic-free packaging figure. They've been doing these... Well, they're doing more plastic-free packaging, but this is a special wave of X-Men animated series. These are more cel-shaded designs based on the show. They come in like this special VHS box, which I really, really like. It's really cool. Let's do a little full shot there. Jean Grey, boom. There's the side. You know, I like to display my Marvel Legends sided like this, so it's pretty cool that I got the face. Or, if you want, you can flip the face over, and boom, you can do it this way. But they've been doing a lot of these, not a lot of these recently. They've released Jubilee, Wolverine, Storm, Jean. They announced a Mystique. They announced a Morph, who I want to get, just so I can get some Morph in my collection. Because he was kind of an annoying character in the animated show, and he wasn't even there for that long. But I want a Morph figure for my X-Men collection to make it complete. So again, VHS, a little description of her. Nice little shot here. And again, Jean Grey in the bottom. Plastic-free packaging. Now, because it's plastic-free packaging, I have this worry that when I buy this and other Marvel Legends going into the future, the figure's going to be fucked up. It's going to be fucked up. It's not even going to be there. So I actually opened this figure because I just needed some peace of mind that the figure was in there. It's okay. The paint apps were okay. And I actually bought what I ordered. So we'll do a little unboxing here. I already cut the tape. It's in a very weird packaging because, like it said, no plastic. It's in this weird little cardboard prison. Slide it out. Head fell over, whatever. But yeah, this is the little contraption that it came in. I didn't take it out of this because honestly, if I did take it out of this, I don't know if I would have been able to put it back in. But I can kind of see through the little... I don't even know what kind of plastic packaging this is. But you can see the figure in there. She has the ponytail. This is the extra head. This one I took out to make sure that everything was okay. We'll do that on camera too. Looks lovely. Nice orange hair. The head looks good. No complaints. No noticeable disasters or anything like that. So I'm not going to take the Jean Grey figure out, but from what I can see through the plastic, you can even see her belt, the X. She has the ponytail look from the back of the box. And this is just a cool Jean Grey figure if you want that classic look, which is, you know, I grew up watching the animated show, so this for me was awesome. So really like this addition to my X-Men collection. So I'll pack this up later. I'm just going to put it aside for now. One that I'm not incredibly familiar with, I do have a memory of her, and that is Tigra. I don't know how you pronounce it. She's on the vintage carding. I really like this carding a lot. I like these old school things, especially the Spider-Man one. So there she is. She's a cat lady. She comes with a feral head and a calm head and an extra pair of hands, some claw hands on her. She's got the tail. There's no side to this. It's just literally you know, you're not missing much. It's front and back, to be honest. And there she is. And so again, not much to say about her because I'm not too familiar with her, but she's a nice addition to my Avengers collection. I mainly did get her because she used to be in this Avengers show that I watched as a kid, Avengers United We Stand, I believe it was called. It's on Disney Plus. I remember seeing it on there. And with that, it was an Avengers show, and they didn't have the biggest Avengers there, like Thor. When you think Avengers, you think Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, stuff like that. But the show really focused on like other characters, you know, Tigra, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Wonder Man, Vision, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, kind of like the less known Avengers, and I just always remembered her from the show, and I saw her for a good price, and I'm like, you know what? It's finally time for me to grab this. I've seen this for a while, just like the Age of Apocalypse wave. It's kind of been on the shelf for a good bit, and they're finally like, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's make room for our newer figures. And they put it on sale. So I'm like, you know what? Let me snatch me one up. So nice little figure there. Nice little addition to my Avengers collection. Speaking of Avengers, another Avenger that will be joining Tigra, we've got Sam Wilson, the Falcon. Cool little figure. I was thinking about getting the retro carded release where he came on the similar carding as the Tigra. But I'm like, I didn't really like the design of the Falcon compared to this one. So I was like, you know what, let me hold out on this one. I prefer the design on this more. And yeah, this is a cool looking figure. Here's a side shot of him. Bottom, other side, top, and the back. So I think this figure turned out well. Again, another addition to my Avengers collection. And yeah, not really too much to say. I'm not biggest Avengers fan, you know, but I do kind of want to build out that team. So he's one of the core members. Gotta grab him. And these are the other people in the wave. You get Iron Man, Captain America. I believe those are designs from the Avengers game. You got some character named Joe Costa. I have no idea who that is. Kang and Thunderstrike. I don't even know who Thunderstrike is. And you build the figure. You get all of them build the figure Joe Fixit, which is some Hulk character. But if you look closely at this wave here, and if you lift this down, oh my God, what a magic trick. The power of editing, folks. But yeah, we've got Kang, who is, like you just saw, is in the same wave as Falcon. I've been wanting to get this figure for a while. It's actually been pretty hard to get because I feel like every time I try and buy it, it's like out of stock somewhere. I got this one on Big Bad Toy Store. And especially going into the next few Avengers movies, he's going to be playing a gigantic role, so I want to get a figure of him nice and early before the craze starts going on for him. So, he looks awesome. I actually really like the design. Comes with a gun, Fixit for the Hulk character, or a Build-A-Figure piece for the Hulk character, Joe Fixit. I like mumbled something there. A couple different hands, but the design himself looks pretty good. The thigh-high boots are kind of weird, but that's just part of his design, as you can see here. It just kind of looks weird when you see it on him. Earlier, you know, I was talking about the whole Chris Jericho thing and that website called Kijiji, where people can kind of sell their collections. I ended up buying some guy's collection, some of it. This was a separate guy from the whole Chris Jericho incident. But I found a guy selling some Marvel Legends figures, and I was like, oh shit, you got some characters I'd like. Can I buy them off you? And he's like, yeah, so let me show off those characters real quick. Our first one is a character, I'm going to be honest, I'm not too familiar with, and that is Spider-Gwen from the Edge. I don't know why it doesn't say Spider-Gwen, but Edge of the Spider-Verse. She's like in a 2-pack. It's not a 2-pack, but they've done this before with other figures where they're like a duo, kind of. So yeah, Spider-Gwen. And yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about her in terms of like comic stories. My experience with Spider-Gwen is I only really know her from the Spider-Verse movie. I've never read any books with her in it. She's an interesting character, different timeline. Instead of her dying, Peter dies and she becomes Spider-Gwen. I like that idea. I like that kind of alternate world story. And I do like her design. I like the hooded look. One reason I actually got this figure, there's a couple Spider-Gwen figures out there. One reason I got this one is you get the Gwen Stacy head there. And then there's the little hood. If you were to pop off the head and take off the mask, you can put that on the neck, and it kind of looks like the hood's down. And yeah, it looks good. I like the figure. I wish it came with a couple hands, but you get the Spider-Man hand, the whip hand, and fisted hand, and then you get a build-a-piece for, I believe, Absorbing Man. Yeah, Absorbing Man there. But yeah, Spider-Gwen. Bought this off the guy. Another figure I bought off him, who, again, just like Spider-Gwen, a little less so, that I'm less familiar with, but I think he just looks cool. I've read one story with him in it, and that character is the Red Hulk. General Thunderbolt Ross turns into the thing that he hates the most. He turns into a Hulk. And he is a deluxe figure. He is not like your regular... I'll bring Spider-Gwen back here. You can see the regular release there. That's the design of the deluxe box. They do that for the bigger figures. And I think it looks cool. I think it looks awesome. There's a nice shot of him there. Another side shot. And then a nice little pose of the Hulk. And there he is. General Thunderbolt Ross transforms into the Hulk, a creature he swore to destroy. Yeah, he looks awesome. The one story I read with him was he was in a story with Agent Venom. It was him, X-23, Ghost Rider, and Venom, X-23, Ghost Rider, and Red Hulk. And it was called like the Circle of Four or something like that. It was a little mini-series. Not a mini-series, a little short storyline in a Venom comic. And that's my only real knowledge of Red Hulk, or my only real, I don't want to say interaction, but my only real something. I honestly cannot think of the word, but I brought in my regular Hulk to compare. This is the San Diego Comic-Con, I believe, 2019 Hulk. And he towers over Red Hulk, but I think they go well together. It's because the Red Hulk's legs are more like spread out, where regular Hulk, he's standing up straight. I don't know if Red Hulk can stand up straight here, but either way, I think they look awesome together. So I love these two figures. Nice, just big hulking figures. No pun intended. They're just massive. They're big boys. They're big, beefy boys. God damn, everything is falling. Fuck me. And then the last thing I bought from this guy, from his collection, not the last figure. We still got one more figure after this. But the other thing I bought from his collection was this 3-pack of X-Men characters, Psylocke, Nimrod, and Phantom X. It looks awesome. I'm going to be honest. I mainly got it for Phantom X and Nimrod. Mainly Phantom X because I was a big fan of Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force run. And he really made me like Phantom X here. He's an awesome looking character. He does have an awesome look to him. He just looks badass, and he's a cool little mutant. He's funny in the comics. I really enjoy him as a character. This Nimrod Sentinel, I'm not too familiar with, to be honest. But it is a cool little Sentinel design. Just another X-Men character. And then there's a Psylocke who, honestly, I didn't want her because I already have a Psylocke. This is my Psylocke. This is what I think of when I think of Psylocke. So I kind of keep her here in place to cover up the other Psylocke. But yeah, this is Psylocke more of from her X-Force design. So some cool accessories, some nice little blast parts for the Nimrod. And then Phantom X comes with a gun, some kind of bullets, and smoking effect you can put on the barrel of the gun. Show off the packaging real quick. There's the top. There's the bottom. This is actually a very heavy box set. I don't know if I'm going to be able to display this well. This is the side shot, which is Psylocke, which is weird because she's in her blue gear and the figure is the black gear, but whatever. And then we've got on the other side Phantom X. It's a nice little 3-pack. It is. I'm glad I finally have a Phantom X figure, because I don't know if he'll ever get a single carded release, to be honest. If he does, that sucks. I own the 3-pack. If he doesn't, well, I have this one. And then last but not least, this figure might be just a shitty figure to anybody else. To me, I was very excited when they announced this figure. Probably the most excited person out there. I'm a big X-Men fan. I've got a lot of X-Men figures. I don't have a lot of X-Men villains. I am talking about Toad. This figure is awesome. My God, I can't say it enough. Let me display him there. Yeah, Toad, I've only seen a couple figures of him ever, and they've never really been the greatest. This figure, originally when this came out 20 years ago, this is a major difference from what we got 20 years ago. The Toad that we got, I'll put a picture up. It has no articulation at all. It doesn't look like the elbows move, the knees move, nothing. He's got a toad stuck in his hand. You really can't do anything with that. He's not playable at all. He's just kind of there. And I'm happy to finally get a Toad figure, get another, Brotherhood of Mutant member. And yeah, they did a phenomenal job with this Toad. The 2 head sculpts, they look awesome. You look at this one, he looks creepy, looks disgusting, like he hasn't washed his hair in a long time. This one with the tongue looks awesome. I love the little court jester look that he's got going on. Comes with the Spidey hands to pose. You get a couple frogs there, or toads, sorry. Well, I think the brown one is a toad and the green one's a frog. I don't know the difference, to be honest, but yeah, 20th anniversary, they knocked it out of the park with this one. And there's him kind of with the Spidey hands and the tongue head. Yeah, this, man, I love this figure. This is probably the happiest and most exciting figure I got at it. Well, no, the We Happy Few, the Bobby that I got, that was a nice little surprise. But this one, man, I'm happy to add some more villains into my X-Men collection. Give me Pyro, give me Avalanche, give me Blob, give me all these characters. Give me all these villains, man. I can't be the only one out there that wants all these weird villains, even these weird characters. Give me a Sauron figure, give me Spiral, give me them all. I don't care how obscure or how small people think they are, meaningless B-C level characters. I want them all. As an X-Men fan, I want all these characters, and I love this Toad. I think he looks phenomenal, and yeah, I can't say enough good things. I am so happy with this figure. Highly recommend it if you are an X-Men fan or you're even collecting X-Men. You need this in your collection. One, because there's not really a lot of other Toad figures. This will go well in your collection. And they really knocked it out of the park with this 20th anniversary line. I didn't get the Hulk and Iron Man because I already had, I showed you my Hulk earlier. I like that Hulk. And the Iron Man, I wasn't too crazy about it. I have an Iron Man already that I'm kind of happy with. But the Captain America and the Toad figures, I think they turned out extremely well. And I highly recommend the Toad if you are an X-Men fan. I'm excited to see what they do next with this 20th anniversary line. Are they going to continue and kind of build down? Are we going to see, because Wave 1 of that was Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Toad. I'm not sure what Wave 2 is, but if they're going to knock it out of the park like this, I would definitely like to see what they have in store next for the Marvel Legends line. So that is all the purchases I made for this month. But like I said earlier, I also pre-ordered some stuff. So now we're going to quickly go through that and what you guys can kind of expect from me in the next coming months. So let's cue that up. This is a new segment I'm going to introduce in these monthly pickup videos. My pre-orders. What did I pre-order for the month? Pre-ordered quite a bit this month. There was actually quite a bit of reveals coming out. We're going to quickly go through them. I'm going to put up pictures for everything, and I'll also put links in the description. If you're interested in checking out these figures or buying them for yourselves, I'll post the link where I personally bought them. There's no affiliate links. I make no money off of them. If you buy them, cool. If not, guess what? I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So let's quickly go over these figures that I pre-ordered before this video becomes any longer. So they announced a couple Transformers figures, Transformers Beast Wars figures. So the first one was Transformers Legacy Voyager Class Beast Wars Inferno. This is the Fire Ant. He's actually a character from the show. Finally getting around to releasing him, and he looks awesome. I'm very excited for him to be released. Also announced, and I was kind of debating getting this one, was the Transformers Legacy Leader Class Transmetal 2 Megatron. Now, when I was doing this Beast Wars collection, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to get the Transmetal figures because I just want to stick to actual like animal figures, not like mechanical animals. But this Megatron as a dragon just looks so freaking cool that I pre-ordered him. Now, I might cancel my pre-order, but I'm probably going to keep it because it just looks like a wicked figure. I'm very excited to add this to my collection. I know a dragon's not really like an animal. Well, it kind of is, but it's like a mythological animal. I don't know. I'm going to buy it. It just looks awesome, and I think it turned out so well. Just awesome. Next, for DC Multiverse, this is in no particular order of my pre-orders, so that was the Transformers portion. Next, for DC, I pre-ordered the DC Multiverse Page Punchers Heatwave. This is a new subline of the DC Multiverse where these figures come out, and they come out with a comic as well. And this is a Flash dedicated wave, and the only one I'm picking up from this wave is Heatwave. I'm not really a fan of the other designs. I already have a Gorilla Grodd. I'm not a fan of the Atom design. I'm not a fan of the Captain Cold design. Not a fan of the Flash design, but I already have a Flash, so I wasn't looking to buy another one. The only one that stuck out to me was Heatwave. He looks awesome. He kind of looks like a Warhammer character. I like his mecha armor version. Like, if you look at Heatwave in like the comics, he's kind of like this guy that just has like a flame gun, and it's not even like a big flame gun like Mr. Freeze's gun. It's just a little shitty like pistol looking thing, and it just shoots fire. And for some reason he is a Flash villain, and it's just like, Flash has super speed. How is this guy with a little dorky fire gun stopping Flash? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. This version of Heatwave looks like he can actually be a formidable foe for Flash. He's all mech'd up. His arm cannon, which shoots out flames, looks fucking sweet. I really like how this figure came out. Also, bonus, it comes with a comic, so it does cost a little more than your regular DC Multiverse figure, but this one actually looks pretty awesome. Also for DC Multiverse, they officially announced the Arkham City Wave, and honestly, I pre-ordered this whole wave, and the whole wave consists of Batman, Catwoman, Ra's al Ghul, and Penguin. I think all the character designs look awesome. I wasn't going to buy this Batman because I already had the Arkham Knight Batman, but this might be my new Batman. I really like how this Batman looks. It looks awesome. It's got that like classic look with the gray suit, so I'm going to pick that up. Catwoman looks awesome. Ra's al Ghul looks cool. I wish there was like a couple more wrinkles on his face. He kind of looks like a hot twink. And that's not really what I think of when I think of Ra's al Ghul. I think of like this guy who's been alive for many eternities. And yeah, he looks very sexy. So I'm still going to grab it, but I wish he was less sexy. And then the Penguin looks good too. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is his hat. I don't know if his top hat can come off. Me personally, I keep my figures in box anyways, but if I ever like lose my mind and end up opening them all, I would be kind of disappointed if the hat doesn't come off. So I think the hat's it's stuck to his head, which is unfortunate. But I would have liked to seen if... I don't think it's confirmed that it's glued to his head, but hopefully it is not glued to his head. So yeah, that was my DC Multiverse pre-orders. Next, Marvel Legends. They announced a couple new things. So I pre-ordered Marvel Legends Gore the God Butcher. This is a Thor villain. This is a comic accurate design. Before they previously released Gore the God Butcher from the Thor 4 movie, played by Christian Bale. That figure looked cool too. I still have yet to watch the movie. That's not really important to this, but just mentioning that for some reason. But yeah, I think this Gore the God Butcher figure, it looks awesome. I'm like, that is a sweet looking figure. Next, this was a nice little surprise. They announced a Marvel Legends Ghost Rider on a retro card. This is an awesome looking Ghost Rider, to be honest. I really, really like how it turned out. My only thing is like I love the figure looks awesome, and I love the card. The card especially, it just looks... I'm a sucker for these retro carded figures, and this one looks fucking incredible. Oh my god. But for me, it's like, why would I get a Ghost Rider without a motorcycle? You know, there is a Ghost Rider with a motorcycle out there, from the Riders line. But trying to get that figure, you're going to pay probably over $100, maybe even $2, to get it. Because it's a very hard to find figure, and I don't know if they just didn't make many of it, or people are like looking for it now. But yeah, trying to get that figure is going to be very pricey. If you don't want to get the one with the vehicle, you could go for this. I have my pre-order for this Ghost Rider, but I might cancel it if I can get the one with the vehicle. But this figure itself looks beautiful, especially that card. It looks so sick. I might just get it for the card. Maybe. We'll see. This pre-order I might cancel. Next, we got Marvel Legends Separation Anxiety 3-pack. This is a cool little 3-pack. They're finishing off the Life Foundation Symbiote Collection. We've got Lasher, we've got Scream, we've got Phage. We're missing 2. They're finally releasing them, along with a cool-looking Venom. I do like the Venom figure that comes with this. And the half Eddie, half Venom face, where the symbiote's kind of coming off. Agony and Riot, they look okay. Nothing to like ride home about. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too bad. They're just kind of whatever. Honestly, the best part about this be the Venom figure. The Venom figure looks awesome. But it's going to be cool to finally wrap up that Life Foundation collection. And then last but not least, for Marvel Legends, they announced a 5-pack, a Spider-Man 5-pack, where you get Symbiote Spider-Man, Molten Man, Human Fly, Razorback, and Silvermane. Me saying some of those names, you're probably like, who the fuck are those characters? I'm going to be honest, I'm right there with you. There's a couple... I think I'm familiar with all except 2. Obviously, Spider-Man I'm familiar with. Molten Man I'm familiar with. He's an older Spider-Man villain. I don't think they've really done anything with him recently. Basically, he's just a fire version of Hydro Man. That's basically it. And Silvermane, this is a cool little character. He's one of the gangster type characters, kind of with like Hammerhead and Kingpin and stuff like that. So it's cool to finally get a figure for him. The other 2, Human Fly, I honestly have no inkling of who he is or where he's from. Like, I have no idea about him. His design's kind of whatever. And then last but not least, Razorback. He looks ridiculous, but in a good way. It's a guy with a warthog on his head for a helmet. It looks so stupid, I want it. Like, it just looks so ridiculous, but it looks awesome. I've got this pre-ordered. There was a lot of blowback on this one from the fan base. I read on like Reddit pages and stuff. People think it's overpriced. It doesn't really justify the characters that are coming with it. Because, they're not really big characters. So people are like, cancel the pre-orders, don't order it. It'll probably go on sale on Amazon eventually, snag it up then. So I might do that, but for right now, I do have it pre-ordered. I might cancel it. We'll see when time comes closer to the release date. But I ended up pre-ordering just in case, that fear of missing out. Oh no, I missed the pre-orders. If they're sold out, fuck me. Now I gotta wait until another pre-order hits, or I gotta pay some guy 3 times the price for it. So most of these are Amazon exclusives. I think all of them except for the Ghost Rider are Amazon exclusives, so you can only get it there. But yeah, I might cancel that 5-pack. And then last but not least, we've got my Power Rangers stuff. I didn't add anything to my Power Rangers Lightning Collection this month, but there's going to be some awesome things coming in the near future. They had Power Week, I believe it was called, at the end of August, where they announced a bunch of figures, which is awesome because Hasbro hasn't really done the greatest job of communicating the future of the Lightning Collection line. We've been in the dark for quite a bit. And it was like, is this line canceled? Are they not putting resources into it? What's going on? And they quelled our fears with this week of announcements. And they announced a bunch of cool stuff. First one was they officially announced the Zap Dragon Zord Megazord, the Zord Ascension Project Dragon Zord. I actually pre-ordered this one off GameStop because I'm a Platinum member, so I get 10% off, so eats the cost on there a little bit. But I think it looks awesome. I love Mighty Morphin. I grew up watching it. I never had a Dragon Zord. I had one Dino Megazord. It was a big one. It was all combined together, so I couldn't take it apart. So I look forward to getting the Dino Megazord as well. But Dragon Zord, it looks awesome. I can't wait to get it. I hope they make Titanus. I want those three. I want the Dino Megazord, Titanus, and Dragon Zord. That's what I think of when I think of like the old Mighty Morphin figures. So yeah, this looked awesome. I pre-ordered that. They also announced Wave 12, I believe. Yeah, Wave 12. This one I didn't actually pre-order, but the figures look cool. It's Mighty Morphin Black, but you get Adam instead of Zack. Wild Force Blue. He looks cool. Dino Thunder Yellow and Lost Galaxy Green. I'm probably going to get 3 out of the 4. I have no interest in Mighty Morphin Black. I already have Mighty Morphin Black Ranger with the Zack head. I don't need another one with the Adam head. I got the Ninja figure with the Adam head. I got Zeo Green with the Adam head. I'm fine with another Adam figure, so I probably won't pick that one up. I'll pick up the other 3. The reason I didn't pre-order this wave was because my toy guy will hook me up with it eventually when it comes out, so I was in no hurry to pre-order it compared to like the Dragon Zord, where that's a very highly sought figure by people. So I'm like, I gotta snatch this up, I gotta pre-order it, plus I get the 10% off on GameStop. It was a no-brainer. And then last but not least, in terms of my pre-orders, and this was a awesome surprise that they announced during the Power Week, was Power Rangers Lightning Collection Street Fighter team-up. Just like they did with the TMNT figures, they're doing a Street Fighter team-up where we're going to get Crimson Hawk Ryu and Blazing Phoenix Chun-Li. Those are going to be separate releases, single releases. And the figures look awesome. I think they did a phenomenal job. They look awesome. Come with some awesome accessories. The little Phoenix Hadouken from Ryu. The multiple kick thing by Chun-Li. The figures just look awesome. My only issue, and this is the issue, I've seen a lot of complaints about these 2 figures. Where's the head? Where's the Ryu head? Where's the Chun-Li head? Like, why don't we get civilian heads for these? That's kind of dumb. I'm going to be honest. I'm on the same wavelength. Why don't we get the human heads? I have no idea. We got civilian heads for the TMNT figures, even though they're like not civilian heads, but fucking Street Fighter figures, they're based on video games, so who gives a shit? It's not based on like a real person. So I really don't know why they didn't give us the civilian head, but I did find a potential workaround. So those figures are awesome. The Street Fighter figures, they look awesome. I look forward to those. There's going to be some TMNT figures coming out soon, and there's going to be a 2-pack. It's a 2-pack of, I forgot what turtles they are, but one turtle comes with Ryu, and then one turtle comes with Chun-Li. And basically, it's kind of like a fighting 2-pack, fighting game themed 2-pack. So if you're interested, you can buy the Ryu. You'll have to buy the 2-pack, like you'll have to get the turtle as well. But in case you do want a civilian version of Ryu and Chun-Li, they're going to be releasing, not Hasbro, it's a different company, I believe it's Playmates. They're going to be doing this 2-pack, the turtles and Chun-Li and Ryu. That could be a workaround if people want a Ryu and Chun-Li civilian figure. I don't know if you'll be able to put on the heads. That's a potential thing that might happen, but you can have definitely a civilian version of Ryu and Chun-Li if you're interested. So just a little thing. That's something I'm definitely thinking about. but we'll see once the time comes. But yeah, those Street Fighter figures were a pleasant surprise. There was a little negative reaction to them I saw from fans where people were like, no, why are we getting these stupid crossover figures? I want to complete the teams. For me, I want to complete teams too. I want, actual Rangers, but I do like these little surprises. I think the TMNT figures turned out excellent and were a great treat. The Shredder figure alone it's probably one of my favorite Lightning Collection releases. And it's not even a Lightning Collection figure, it's a TMNT figure. And the Turtles turned out well. So, I'm open to this crossover, and I think it's cool. It kind of builds upon, I don't want to say lore, but kind of extends the world of Power Rangers. It kind of builds upon it, introducing these other different companies into Power Rangers and kind of having these cool crossovers. And hell, maybe if there's a Tekken game in the future, we'll get a Power Ranger game, we'll get a Power Ranger character in there, and there might be some, fanfare for that. There might be some Tekken fans who don't really care about Power Rangers, but they're like, oh my god, this did I say Tekken? I meant Street Fighter. I'm sorry if I said Tekken. There's this Street Fighter character, and there's a Ranger version of Ryu? What the hell? Let me buy it. So there could be some crossover, and I think that'd be good for Power Rangers. So maybe there's a Street Fighter game in the future. Hopefully we'll get a Power Ranger character in them. Maybe a Tommy Green Ranger. Put them in the game as a DLC character. That would be fucking cool. So I see this more as a benefit than a negative, and I think it's a cool crossover. Plus, they also teased that they might be doing some more. They said it was going to be, these were the first two, so we might be getting some other Lightning Collection Power Rangers Street Fighter crossover. There's no official ones. Like, there's this game called Power Rangers. I think it's called Legacy Wars. It's a mobile game, and that's where these characters originated from. The morphed Ryu and the morphed Chun-Li. I don't believe there's any other morphed Street Fighter characters. So these might be like new designs. But let me know in the comments section, what Street Fighter characters would you like to see as a Ranger? Obviously, you probably got Guile up there. Maybe Cammy. Those were the two that were kind of teased because they're on the packaging of the Ryu and Chun-Li figure. So we might see Guile and Cammy as future Rangers. We'll have to wait to see. Maybe Bison as a Psycho Ranger. That I saw someone mention that in a comment. I was like, oh shit, that does sound kind of cool. So let me know in the comment section, what Street Fighter character would you like to see turned into a Power Ranger? And if so, what color would their suit be? So let me know in the comment section. That is going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed this new additions to the video, the pre-order section. Again, if you're interested in any of the things I just talked about, any of the pre-orders, I'm going to put them all in the description if you'd like to order them. They're from reputable sites. I'm not sending you to some shady site that's going to fucking steal your banking information and rob you of everything. No, these are credible sites. Some are big, Amazon, and some you might not be familiar with, but they are trustworthy sites that have a lot of customers. So no scam here. I don't make money off this. No affiliate links. If you're interested in some of these figures, I'll put a link in the description, and go check them out if you want to order them. That's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next month in October, and show you guys what I got for the month of September. So I'll see you guys then. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Keep up with everything that's going on the channel. And until then, guys, peace out.